guys. White cars. Behind me, a red one. See, right there, red. See, right there, red. Boom. See, white car, red. Boom. Right off the rip, guys. I'm headed to the gym. Just another day of harassment, man. Just another day. I'm going on 4 years now, man, of overt harassment. How long have I been on this watch list? Covertly, from what I ever can recall, probably 2016. So I was on this for like 6 years. 6 years of covert harassment. That's where they study you. They try to, do little traps of like what would you do and things like that. Like, they'll do like little things start happening in your life where, you're like, hey, wow, why is my life turning out this way? So like little things happen in your life and you think that it's just life's just breaks, man. You think that there's no explanation, that that's just life, man. Bad people, bad people exist. Bad people exist everywhere. That's a fact. But when you're on this watch list or whatever I'm on, it increases. Even when I was under covert surveillance, the bad things happening to me would increase, and I didn't know that everything was being controlled, that those negative experiences, they're being used to test you. They're being used, say somebody bumping into you on purpose, right, at a gym where there's not a camera, like maybe at a corner where it has a blind spot. They'll pick those areas to bump into you or things like that, hoping that you do something, and you're not gonna do anything because it's like, even if it was malicious, and it's malicious, like why would you get into a fight? You get arrested, bro. You might be able to tell something like, hey, why'd you hit me, man? And you'll usually get gaslighted, but I would just like, if it happens once, that's fine, but if it keeps happening, like, just document it, man. Document it, so they'll do it once, and they, like, based on what they're told about you, they think like that by bumping into you that you're gonna go like an ape and start hurting people, but you won't. You don't do anything, like, they've tried many tactics with me to try to, like, provoke me and stuff. So it's entrapment. It's just entrapment. That's what this is. They try to provoke you into aggression to justify what they're doing to you, right? They want to justify that you have a problem, that you need to be fixed, that's why they're doing this to you, that's why they send red and white cars to harass you 24 hours, 7 days a week. Say they're messing with the camera, like they're making it blurry, right? They're making it blurry. They can do that. They can hack my phone. They can mess with the connection on my live. So if my live gets cut, that means they hacked it. That's all it means, guys. That's all it means. So today they broke into the shed where I stay and sleep at. They stayed there. So today they're really prepared, man. They think like, oh, we got them heated up. Like, so they're already gonna try something at the gym, thinking that I'm gonna blow up. But here's the thing. I've been on this. See, look at that pizza box that this idiot has. Look at that pizza box at the top of his dashboard. Look at that pizza box. That's harassment. They're trying to say like, hey, go get a pizza, right? Trying to call me like fat or whatever, right? I'm nowhere near fat. Like, if you know me or knew me, you know that. But whatever, right? So there it is, man. There's a pizza box. See that? Boom. See, there's a pizza box. There's a pizza box. See that? Boom. So that's what these people are ready, man. They think that, oh, we vandalized his stuff. We broke into his shed while he's sleeping for the 3,500th time, right? Within these past, I guess, 4 years. Or almost 4 years, right? They think like, oh, today's gonna be the day. Today's gonna be the day he loses his temper. Today he's having a bad day. And it's like, this is like every day, bro. This is every day. Like nothing gets to me at this point, Like, they literally, like, you guys know they had to send a guy to assault me, to literally touch me and fight me. Like, in order for me to, like, put them to sleep, you know? They literally had to put their hands on me, right? See that asshole? See that asshole? See? They try to keep my same distance, man. They try to travel with me. See that? See that? Edgar Pettis says, hi. How's it going, man? How's it going? So, yeah, man. This is what they do, guys. This is exactly what they do. So I'm going to take a different route today because they always close the road, like, where I go. They have closed it for the past 2 weeks. So they'll do, like, little construction just to make me more late or whatever, right? That way I have to take a detour. But today, guys, since they vandalized my stuff, man, they think that, like, oh, today's gonna be the day he crashes out. And nah, like, it's second nature, man. Second nature. Like, for me to do anything violent, it would have to be in self-defense, you know? For me to even do anything violent, like, say you push me, I'm still not gonna fight you. You get me? But since I'm going to the gym, they've tried everything. They've tried, like, you know, sending dudes to come with their dogs to fight me at the front of a parking lot. Like, you all have seen that, man. You all have seen it. You all even saw that I posted the video of the fight once, and I told the guy to walk away. Like, you guys have seen it. I took it down, but you guys have seen it. You've seen it. You've seen it on the shorts and stuff. So it is what it is, man. But see, since I'm not violent, they gotta go that far. They gotta go that far, man. They gotta go that far. Like, they gotta go that far to touch me, right? And not just touch me. They know that, like, by pushing me, I'm not gonna do anything. See, red and white, boom, white, boom. See, they know that just touching me is not enough. It's like, you gotta hurt me, man. It's gotta be an actual threat, you know? But that's what they do, man. Carla Street says, hi, how's it going? How's it going? Welcome in. This channel is about gang stalking, meaning you're being persecuted in the U.S. because you got added to a watch list or some form of investigation process. I don't know what it is. I don't know what agency's doing it. It doesn't really matter because I'm sure many agencies can do this. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, why are you gonna rack your brain over that, you know? Everybody thinks they know, like, oh, it's the FBI threat assessment, oh, it's the DHS. It doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. You can't prove it. If you could prove it, you know, then this wouldn't exist, but you can't prove it. So you can only speculate. Just like I speculate, you can only speculate. That's why I don't waste my time. I just know it's law enforcement, aka the government, the judicial branch. Now, what agency it is, it doesn't matter. See that, guys? He's driving erratically on purpose. This is all to piss you off, right? It's all to piss me off. Like, they think that my patience can be tested, and they're going purposefully slow, which is fine with me because I'm not in a hurry. I'm not in a hurry to get anywhere. But they think, like, hey, if we drive slowly and erratically in front of him, he's gonna get pissed off and try to speed, and I'm not gonna do that. I'm too used to this abuse. Like, I'm way too used to this. Like, I'm used to this. This is my daily life. This is my status quo. Where most people experience peace, I'm always at a high threshold, right? I'm always at a high level of abuse every day. So this is my normal. This is my normal. Right? This is my normal. White car's behind me. Boom. This is my normal. White car pulling out. This is my normal. See? This is my normal. Most people complain about being bored at home, you know. I'm like, I wish I could trade places with you, man. I wish I could be at home bored all day, hating my life about how my life is boring, you know. Literally. Edgar Pettis says, yo, 30 viewers. No, I see 5, man. I see 5. Maybe they allowed 40 viewers for a minute or two, but they suppressed my channel, man. So that's a rarity. If they did it, if they allowed 40 people in here, then I guess they were like, oh, okay, let's not mess with him, just to, make him sound like he's crazy. We do allow the algorithm to get to 40 viewers. Like, nah, man, I don't get like 40 viewers. Look at my views on my channel. I don't get 40 viewers. See, cop, boom, see, intersection, cop. Y'all saw it, guys. Y'all saw it. Y'all saw the cop, man. Y'all saw it. Y'all saw it. Y'all saw it. Y'all saw it, man. See, that's why they're sending a cop, man. They're sending a cop for that reason. For that reason. See, boom. Now I'm gonna pull over to the side of the road, guys, just to pull over, man. Hopefully he passes by, right? Boom. See that? Boom. There he is. See? I literally gotta pull over to the side of the road so they don't so they don't like get all up on my butt, bro. See? That's a harassment I go through. Everywhere near me there's a cop, because it's law enforcement doing this, man. This is all law enforcement, guys. So there we go. Ginger Bear says, I'm gonna go. Yeah, bye bye. Thank you. I do acknowledge you, Ginger Bear. I can see you wanted my attention. I gave it to you. Hopefully that lasts you for a lifetime, BJ Jenks says, yo, not being rude, I came late. What's like the message you're putting out right now? The message I'm putting out right now, there's no message, man. I'm just showing you my daily life of being persecuted through a watch list or an investigation process known as gang stalking, aka persecution by the government, aka law enforcement, aka it's like a sting operation ran on an American who has never done anything to deserve this. Yeah, the whole community is weaponized. Everywhere in the US it's weaponized, and they use technology that most of you cannot even dream exists. Most of you are too stupid, just like I was, are too stupid to, see, there's a cop. Most of y'all are too stupid to realize that there's a technology that exists that you all would never even dream about that can be used on a person. I do not talk about the technology much because it's very outlandish. It would make me seem like I'm mentally ill. But the only thing I have to say is, if you're a criminal, like if you're a professional criminal, like that's what you do with your life, just know that this technology that they use, like, they don't catch criminals because they don't want to. They don't catch criminals because they don't want to. Yes, we're talking about invasion of your mind's privacy. And yes, we're talking about see and hear through the wall technology. Everywhere in the US, it doesn't matter. You can be locked up in a prison. They can hear and see you. Whatever you're doing. Whatever you're doing. Oh, if I fart in private, did they see that? Yes, they saw it and they heard it. Whatever you're doing in the privacy of your home. You're picking your boogers at home, and you think like you're clearing out your nose's boogers with your hands in the restroom. They can see that. They saw that. They saw that. Get me? Oh, you went to pee at the urinal and you shook your thing 3 times? Oh, it's only okay to do it twice. No, you shook your junk 3 times? They saw that. They saw that. What technology is this? I have zero idea. If I knew, I would be telling you all. I do not know what technology this is. But most people think it doesn't exist. I was one of them. Before they started using it on me, I was one of those people that would be like, man, if they use that on me, I probably think there's something wrong with me, But nah, man, they do have this technology. And the fact that idiots out here from the community have access to that, even a cop, to me, a cop, right? Even a cop, even an idiot cop, like an uneducated, GD cop, like to have access to this technology, that is crazy to me. That is crazy to me, you know? If if my life was normal, I would pay to have known that this exists. I would have paid to know this, you know. But y'all guys are hearing it from me first. You don't have to believe me. I'm telling you, if I wasn't going through this, I would not believe. I would not believe myself, you know. Even when my overt harassment started, and they weren't using technology on me, I would have been like, nah. Like if it happened, like I'd be like, nah, something's wrong. No, guys, it does exist. But that's why I don't dedicate my channel to technology they use on me. I don't dedicate it to that, because then that would make me seem to you all who can't understand. That's like trying to explain 4 dimensions to somebody who lives in a 2nd dimension or a 3rd dimension. You'll never be able to interact with the 4th dimension. You'll never be able to understand unless you go through it, right? But that's why I don't talk about that. I talk and see the white cars, the red cars, the harassment. Like I show you I show you the actual harassment, the undeniable things that you can see with your own eyes, you know. Lil Daquavion says, Lil Brontavian says, run a red light and I will give you 10 subs. Run a red light and I will give you 10 subs. Run a red light and I will give you 10 subs. Nah, man, I'm good, bro. I'm good. How about I tell you this? I'll make a video for you. If you do a break-in with your bros, right? If you do your break-ins with your bros and you film it and post it up online and send me a message, and be like, oh, it's up there, I'll give you money. I'll give you something. Like if you do that, man. I'll give you something. Like I'll give you money if you literally, or you know what? I'll give you money if you break in somewhere, right, and steal a TV, right, and you upload it to YouTube. I'll give you more than whatever you stole. Maybe I'll do that, little Daquavion. Actually, no. I'll give you money if you open a book and you read it to me. You read like a full sentence articulately. I'll give you some money. How's that? Little Daquavion? 999. How's that? But yeah, guys, these are the trolls I get. These are the trolls I get. I find it funny though. Like I really like when they tell me stupid things. See, white, red. Find it funny. It makes me laugh a bit. I find it amusing. When people insult me. Right? When people insult me, I find it really amusing to me. See, here comes another white vehicle. See, red cars, boom. I find it amusing when people try to antagonize me. It's very amusing, especially when they write a whole entire paragraph. That's what really gets me real warm and fuzzy inside. When people write an entire paragraph to insult me, I love that, man. I love that. And I'm not saying this just so y'all stop. I really do mean it. Like I love when I get sent like an entire paragraph of grievances, Like I love that. I love that. It's crazy. It's crazy. It makes me laugh. Most people get emotional when they get insulted. I actually get amused. I'm like, oh, I love it. You know, you really wrote a paragraph for me. Like, wow. Kind people really exist, you know. People who will like literally dedicate, you know, a good minute of their life to writing me what they feel. You know, that's pretty nice. Oh no, you're supposed to be mad because I'm insulting you. It's like, really? I feel special. You know, it helps aggrandize the legend that I am. You know, it makes me feel more special. You know. So whenever people do that, it makes me feel like real wildly special. It's like, wow, man, they're giving me all this love. Because as you know, like hate and love are the same thing. You're still giving it life, you know. Indifference, that's when you don't care. That's the opposite of love. It's indifference. You know, that's why people with narcissistic tendencies would rather you hate them. You know, would rather you hate them than you be indifferent. If you're indifferent, then that means that they're not worth anything. You know, and since narcissists, by definition, think they're special, right? They're gods. When you show them that they don't exist, it poses an existential threat. That's why they cannot live and let live. Right? They require a reaction, good or bad, like whether you love them or hate them. But you gotta do one or the other. You gotta love them or you gotta hate them. You can't just live influence, right? Outside of their control. So if you're indifferent, that's when you're truly free, you know. But if you love them or hate them, that's fine, you know. So with me, like, I love it, you know. I love it when people insult me. It's badass. But notice, guys, I always park in this area. White car, boom. See, I told you. And look at the front. Look at the front. White, red, white. And right now, like, inside, they think like, oh, he's ready to like be pissed. He's ready to like, you know, nut up. And it's like, nah, man, this is just another day. Like, it's an everyday thing. Like, vandalism, hacking, you know. Vandalism is just standard procedure. If you're on this watch list, you get vandalized stuff every day. If you're on this watch list, you get hacked every day. If you're on this watch list, it's always vandalism and hacking and theft. It's those three, man. Vandalism, hacking, and theft. That's why I tell you guys, don't believe anybody who has a nice functional car. Like, you can't have a nice car. Like, I'm driving a rental and they'll still vandalize the rental. Look, boom, see that, boom, see, boom, see that. And I'm driving a rental, they'll still vandalize it, right? They'll vandalize a rental, guys. See, boom, look, vandalized rental. This is a rental, guys. It's got insurance, it's insured. So when people tell me like that they got a nice car, like, oh, the perps don't want to be around you when you got a nice car, I'm like, shut up, bro. Like, that's the number one thing they attack, man. Your car. If you're on this program, you cannot have privacy. They'll break into your home, wherever, your car, every single day. It's obligatory. It's the point of the game. It's the point that you have no privacy. They'll break in every day, they'll vandalize every day, and they'll steal stuff from you every day. So when people show you that they're driving a nice car and it's not dented and falling apart and they haven't torn the liners and dented the car and scratched the car and done things like this to the car, then I don't know, man. Like, I don't know how you can be like, oh, they're really targeted. No, you're not being targeted. The car is the first thing that they'll attack. Like, you can't have nice things when you're on this. You just can't. And people will say like, oh, everybody's targeting is different. Yeah, it is. But there's things that remain the same, man. And the same is vandalism, theft, and hacking. Because you cannot defend against it. It's impossible. You cannot defend against it. TV camera. Still, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what security system you have. It's law enforcement, dude. Like, what part can't you understand? Like, you're not dealing with regular criminals. You're not dealing with a little, with a few uneducated brothers breaking into your. You're not dealing with just a gang. You're not dealing. You're not dealing with. You're not dealing with a. You know, home or whatever. You're not dealing with that. You're not dealing with hood rat. You're dealing using hood rat. That's like saying. That's like saying you're dealing with the government giving giving the Taliban weapons. You know, that's like saying you're dealing with the DEA giving the cartel weapons. You know, giving the cartel drones and 50 caliber guns. You know, you're still dealing with the government. You know, you're not just dealing with the uneducated folks that are using the gun. You're dealing with the government. You're dealing with law enforcement. You know, you're dealing with law enforcement. So that's just what it is, man. That's just what it is. You're dealing with law enforcement using your average regular Joe. You're dealing with law enforcement using your neighbor. But at the end of the day, it's still law enforcement. You know, it's just that law enforcement can't be the one to do these things because if you get them on video or something, then you can sue the department. You know, so they got to use a proxy. That's what this is, man. But anyways, guys, I'll go inside because they're gonna try to delay me. I'm gonna do a quick workout. Get out of here soon. I'm not feeling like working out too much. So just gonna be in and out. You know, do a quick little session and leave. So anyways, guys, peace. 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 White card. Boom. Can't make this up, man. White card. Boom. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that, brothers. Look at that. Look at that. Boom. Why? Because I gotta walk through this. See? I gotta walk through this. Boom. White card. Why? Because I gotta walk through this. Boom. My babysitter right there. See? Boom. It's everywhere I go, guys. Babysitting. It's like being on protective custody, except they harass you. So I'm assuming that they justify this as like, oh, we're trying to protect them. We're trying to keep them safe. We're trying to keep them out of jail. So why the harassment though? Why the harassment? BJ Jenks says, you're above them, bro. They can only mess with your mind. Don't let them limit your reality. Live and enjoy life. Ignore them. It's easier than it sounds. It's not. It's not easier than it sounds, man. Like, like I don't know if you watch my videos, but I am homeless. I am unemployed. I am a person with a master's degree. I've worked hard for the past 10 years. Worked really, really hard. I've been thrown. I've been thrown abuse and like all kinds of abuse my way, man. And I thought that it was just life. It wasn't life. It was law enforcement the entire time. So I've overcame everything. I've overcame the limitations of my background. I've overcame the lack of education from my upbringing. I've overcame, the poverty stricken place I come from. I've overcame everything, man. I've overcame. I come myself from a low socioeconomic background. I've overcame having uneducated parents. I've overcome like all the things that are I'm supposed to be a statistic. I overcame all of that and accomplished. I did all the right things. I went to school. I was the model citizen, exemplary. A productive citizen of society. You know, got educated, got a master's degree, became a licensed professional, and all for what? As soon as I got my license, they decided to go overt on my harassment. Like for what? So you're telling me like that?
Easy. Imagine you work hard to become a successful person. Offer these people to be like, nah, you don't deserve it. We're gonna make you homeless. We're gonna put you into thousands of dollars in debt. We're gonna destroy your life. We're gonna have you looking like crap. We're gonna have you sleeping with babies. We're gonna have you get all these scars. We're gonna put a scar on your forehead. We're gonna have people assault you and fight you. We're gonna have people like hurt you physically, mentally, emotionally. We're gonna treat you like scum, all because you did the right thing, man. All because you overcame the limitations of whatever has been thrown at you all these 10 years that you've been under surveillance. Like, nah, man, it's not that easy. It's not that easy. Yes, they're messing with my mind. I agree with that. Yes, I'm above them. Yes, because I've been on this like for 10 years and for 4 years of overt harassment, and I haven't done anything, any anything to be the monster that they are trying to make me. So yes, I'm above them. I'm above them. Anybody else would have just already snapped a long time ago. They can only mess with your mind. No, no, they can't. They can mess with more than that. They can mess with your life. They can kill you if they want. So when people say that they only mess with your mind, that's a lie. I got pictures. I got videos. Y'all can look at them. See if they can only mess with your mind. Y'all can go through my community post and look at the pictures. They almost killed me in a car crash. So no, they cannot just mess with your mind. They can do much more than that. They can kill you and get away with it. So when somebody says they're not trying to kill you, they can, and they could if they want to. If that's their goal, they'll do it. So they can kill you, and they'll chalk it off as like an investigation or a watch this or whatever. See, most people that go to court or whatever are cowards. They, I didn't do anything wrong, so you know when the judge was trying to butter me up, I spoke to her. I didn't show her any respect because I haven't done anything wrong. So if you're gonna be condescending towards me, like I don't care if you're the judge. And I spoke to her the way I did because, like, you know what they're doing to me, and you're still like doing illegal things. You know this is wrong, right? They know this is wrong. So for you to like threaten me with prison time or whatever, I don't care. I haven't done anything wrong, so I don't really care, right? And the next time I went to see the judge, she was trying to be fake kind, fake nice. Exactly, because the program told her like, hey, we're gonna get them. You don't have to like be mean to it. Exactly, right? They can do whatever they want. They can hurt you. It's not just your mind. They don't just wanna harass you mentally. That's clearly you're not going through it. They don't just mess with your mind. It's not just your mind. They mess with you physically. They get you into car accidents. They can kill you. They can have people get into fights with you. Like I said, man, they can do whatever they want to you. You're community property. You belong to the government. You're just human traffic. Basically, they know, he knows, everybody knows, every business knows. Every business knows. So every business knows that you're on under investigation or whatever, right? So they know that if say for example somebody comes and assault me, nobody's gonna help me, nobody's gonna stop it. They'll stop it if they want, but people will be told. Say somebody tries to fight me here, people will be told to not come out of the gym until the fight is over, right? That's what happened to me last time that I was at the gym. Nobody came out, nobody stopped it, nobody. So I had to defend myself. I almost killed the dude in self-defense. Bob, I think you're on the wrong channel, man. BJ Jank says your mind is your reality, bro. Them messing with your reality is how they mess with your mind. Like I said, you don't know, you don't know, you don't know. You don't know what you're talking about, man. You don't know what you're talking about. If my mind is my reality, go look at my pictures and tell me my reality is a car crash. Tell me my reality is not like getting assaulted. So no, that's not true, man. They don't just mess with your mind. That's not. It's not just a psychological operation. It's more than that. It's physical abuse. Physical abuse. Physical abuse. They can fight you. Maybe you're a perp and they lie to you and they tell you that they just mess with your mind. Maybe. Maybe you're a firefighter. Maybe you're a first responder. Maybe you're a law enforcement person. Maybe you're an informant that gets told that we don't hurt them. He's lying. We don't hurt them. No, maybe you don't. When they use people who hurt me, they don't use firefighters. They don't use um, EMS people. They use a criminal. They use a person who's a gang member. They're gonna use somebody who has a record. When they send people to fight me, they don't send the best. They don't send a surgeon to fight me. They don't send a doctor to fight me. They don't send a person with a clean record. They don't send a good citizen. They send a lowlife. They send somebody with a list of priors. They send a thug. They send a scum of society. They send the people that you see walking on the street with tattoos and raggedy clothes and a bunch of tattoos on their face. Those are the people that they send. The people that you see on the street, riding a bike, riding a BMX bike, and they're like 50 years old. Those are the people that they send. You know, those are the people that they send to do the break-ins. Those are the people that they send to do the illegal stuff because they're expendable. They're idiots. They're uneducated. They're losers. They're felons. They're gang members. They're snitches. They're people with no honor. You say, then, dude, you already lost. I haven't lost anything, man. And I don't care about losing. I've already lost everything. So I'm not afraid of loss, man. I'm not afraid of loss. Like most of you are afraid, like, oh, you could die. You already lost. I don't care about dying. That's the issue, man. I'm not a coward. I'm not like most people that like are trying to survive. I'm not trying to survive to that degree, man. I'm not afraid of death. If it happens, bro. So when these perps make me homeless and I'm unemployed and I don't get money, I don't care. Starvation ain't that bad, man. It hurts a bit, but when you're about to die from starvation, trust me, I'm a speech therapist. I know what happens when you starve. I've treated people who have eating disorders who cannot eat, people with dementia, people who are terminal, people who died. I've seen people die. I've treated people who are dying. I know what happens when you starve to death. And let me tell you, there's reports that it actually doesn't hurt. It hurts when you're getting to that. It hurts while you're being starved. But when you're about to die from starvation, that doesn't hurt, man. Clancy Jr. says what happens is you basically feel euphoria. The chemicals inside your body cause you to feel euphoria. You feel good. So when your granny, no, I said starvation. I literally was explicit with what type of dying. So dying does not hurt. Dying does not hurt. Dying does not hurt. What hurts is the process to get there. Dying itself does not hurt. Dying does not hurt. What hurts is what happens before you die. When you starve to death, when you're starving, it hurts when you're initially starving during those several days, right? Several weeks. It hurts. But when you're close to dying, it doesn't hurt anymore. So starvation shouldn't be like a big deal, man. You know? So like when you say like you already lost, that's all I do, bro. That's all I do. I lose every day. That's what I do, man. There's no matrix, man. I already said it. I'm not talking about matrix here. So, please, man, you're perp. See? You're literally a perp. You're literally a perp. Next thing you're gonna talk to me about God. Matrix. Like, shut up, man. Like maybe you watch too many movies. You watch Neo and stuff. Go watch Orpheus, bro. Go watch Orpheus. You say let them win. Ninja, I've lost everything. Like I'm homeless. I'm homeless. I don't have money. I don't have a job. And I'm educated. I'm more educated than you. I've done the work. There's no reason why I should be homeless. None. None whatsoever. Clancy Jr., when you're dead, you're dead. When you're dead, you're dead. Dying does not hurt. Dehydration hurts. Dying does not hurt. Does not hurt. Contusions hurt. Burning your nerve hurt. Toothaches hurt. Getting punched hurt. Trauma hurt. Now I haven't seen death. I've seen the death of you. I've seen the death of you. I don't see you on this channel. You must have died, right? So I love it. I love it. I love it. I wish you could post something, but you can't because you're dead. See, that's death. That's death. I don't see you anymore. You can't respond to me anymore. See, you can't comment on the channel anymore. You're dead. See, death is like on and off. That's what death is. On, off, boom, on, off. Doesn't hurt. Starving hurts initially. When you die, when you're about to die, it doesn't. Like I know more than you. So go back, attend college, and come back to me. Come back to me. And even then, you might still be in it. So go to college, earn a degree, become the master of your craft. I don't know, become an expert on salamanders, and maybe talk to me about salamanders. You know, I went to school, got licensed. See, here comes another one. I went to school for a certain thing. It's called speech therapy. So you're not gonna argue with me about things that I'm a specialist at. Like, go get a degree, then after that, sit down with me and be like, oh, I'm a speech therapist too. Here's my degree. Here's my degree. Then maybe you can come and talk to me about my field. Then maybe you'll be an expert on something I'm not. Maybe you'll have an expertise or you're board certified on something I'm not. Maybe you'll come talk to me and be like, oh, I'm an expert on stuttering. Oh, okay, cool. Let's talk about it. Other than that, like, you have no credibility here. That's why you have to insult, attack the man because you cannot attack the argument. How simplistic. That's what I call idiots. That's what I call idiots. Idiots are too simplistic. It's always that. It's always, if you can't beat them, if you can't attack the argument, a simpleton, a Neanderthal, a mouth breather, a knuckle dragger, a ham and egger, a 9 to 5er, an oxygen thief will always attack the person when they cannot win an argument. Always. Always. It's the modus operandi. It's the modus operandi, sorry, of a simpleton. Of somebody who's stealing oxygen from people who might actually put it to good use. See? So when people say it's all in your mind, bro, you gotta beat it. It's not in your mind. When people when people crash into you, just look at my pictures, look at my community posts, look at my community posts, and tell me that it's all in my mind. Look at the pictures where a dog bit me a dog who attacked me and his owner. Go look at that picture and tell me that that's in my mind too. Like for real, man, for real. I even posted the fight for you all. I even had posted the fight for you all. See, here comes the Dodge Ram because the person who plays me on this program drives a black Dodge Ram and he's gonna park right in front of me. Right? Right in front of me, guys. See that? Because on my first video, if you go on all my videos, on the first one, the person who plays me on this program drives a black Dodge Ram. Right? So there you have it, guys. There you have it. See? Boom. There you have it. See? You're seeing it here, man. You're seeing it here. I can't make this up. I can't make this up, man. I can't make this up. So when people tell you like that it's all in your mind, yeah, yeah, it's all in my mind. The car crash is all in my mind. Yeah, for sure, for sure. And watch these assholes. They're gonna like watch this, watch this, watch this. So if it's all in my mind, a car crash is all in my mind. See, see, yeah, yeah, it's crazy, man. Yeah, just like that. Like that's what dying is. Dying is death. Like, how does it hurt? Death doesn't hurt. The process before you die. See, cancer, dying does not hurt. Dying is like going to sleep. That's what dying is. Loss of consciousness. Life is consciousness. Scientists do not understand what consciousness is. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But yeah, guys, I got to deal with all this crap every day, and I got to deal with people telling you like, "Be strong. It's all in your mind." Bro, I'm a therapist. That's like saying like, say you're a doctor. That's like saying I'm a doctor and I'm homeless, and I get harassed everywhere I go, and I'm homeless. How are you homeless if you're a doctor, bro? It's impossible. It's impossible. Even if you only work 6 months as a doctor, you'd probably be okay for the rest of the year. You know. So with me, if I get a 40 hour per week job, I get fired, man. I get fired immediately because if I get paid 35 to 40 hours per week, I'm not homeless anymore. Even if they steal stuff from me, I'm not homeless. I'm okay, right? So they gotta have me working these jobs where I get paid per visit, so they can tell all my patients to cancel. Imagine. It's kind of like they want you to work those apps so they can control your income. That way, if okay, he already earned $300 for the month. Let's cap him. Stop giving him people on DoorDash, right? Oh, he already earned $1,000 for the month. That's more than enough for him to live on as a mediocre person. That's what they do, man. See? Here we got another one, man. See that? Boom. See? See? It's two of them. Crazy. But that's what they do, man. They're not gonna allow me to work a W-2 job. W-2 job means I'm getting my 40 hours. It's like what's it called? A W-2 job means I'm getting my guaranteed hours, my like my 35 to 40 hours. It's a job. 1099 means you're self-employed, right? 1099 means you're a contractor. Those are the jobs they want me to work. They want me to work home health. They want me to work jobs where I only get paid. It's not guaranteed. I get paid based on the patients I get, which means I should get paid more. But since they like to control. They tell the parents or the patient's parents. They'll tell them like, "Hey, cancel for the entire week." So say I get they give me 10 patients, which is very little for a therapist. Very little. If you work at a clinic as a therapist, you easily see 8 to 16 patients per 9 to 5, right? Per 9 to 5, you can see up to like 16. They can fit you in with 16 patients, anywhere between 8 to 16 patients, right? At a clinic, right? That's per day. That's per day. Per day. Per day, man. Per day. So you get to see like 16, anywhere between 8 to 16 patients per day. See, with me, they'll give me like 10 patients for the entire month. That'll be my caseload. I only have 10 patients. So what they'll do, say they'll pay me $60 per patient, right? Per visit. $60 per visit. Um, so what they'll do is like they'll tell like, okay, this week, tell 5 of the patients to cancel for the entire week, not for one day, for the entire week. Tell them to cancel for whatever made up reason. And then the following week, the 5 patients that I saw this week, they'll tell those to cancel the next week. That way, I'm perpetually only seeing 5 patients twice a week at $60 per day. And then on top of that, they'll tell those 5 patients to cancel. They'll cancel one of the visits. Say it's 2 visits per week. They'll tell them cancel on Thursday, right? So now I'm bringing in per week like, bro, I'm bringing in per week like poverty rate, right? Like I'm probably somebody who's a bagger at a superstore or at a grocery store makes more than me, right? And those are the only jobs that they'll allow me to work at. They only allow me to work those jobs because they control the income. They can control your income. It's kind of like say I were to work DoorDash. Say I work DoorDash or Lyft. They would cap me at whatever rate they want, right? They would cap your income. So they'll have you working from like I don't know, say all day, but you won't be making a lot. You'll make very very little. They'll give you the worst deliveries. They'll give you the worst, man, and it'll be to cap you, bro. It'll be to cap, so you don't end up making anything, right? So you don't end up making money, but yet you're working really hard. You're working harder than everybody else, and you're making less than everybody else. And all of that is because they want you in poverty. They want you in poverty because if you're in poverty, you're stressed, right? You're under high stress. So you're more likely to pop off. You're more likely to start a shooting. You're more likely to hurt others or hurt yourself. Granted, you heard it here first. I would never do that, right? But you're more likely to do that when you're under high duress. And that's what they want. They want you to do something stupid. Now they own you. Now they can, put you on probation for the rest of your life, right? Now they own you. Now they can make money off of your life. So you dying is of no financial benefit to them. So if they kill you, say they get me into a car accident and they kill me, then their low lives do not get paid anymore. They do not get free shirts anymore. Now they gotta induct another person, another innocent person. Now they gotta induct another innocent person into this program. Now they gotta spend some years profiling somebody else, justifying why they need to human traffic him by the Department of Justice, right? And that's what they do, man. That's what they do. So why are they gonna let you go if they've already invested 6 years into surveilling you? They're not gonna try to get another person, a new person. It's like they'd rather have you and another person, not have you. I mean, not have a new person and lose you. That's why more people keep getting added to these watch lists. That's why more people get added to these programs, right? They don't want to lose people like me. They don't want to lose people they've inducted into this. They want to keep me for several years, maybe for the rest of my life. They want to keep me here. So by them hurting me or killing me, they're probably not gonna kill me because then they have to find another idiot to go and harass, right? I'm worth money to these people. That's how human trafficking works. They, a pimp is not gonna try to get rid of his prostitute. He's gonna try to recruit more prostitutes because more prostitutes means more money. A pimp is gonna try to have a lot of girls because more girls, more money coming in. Same thing with me. I'm like the prostitute. They're not gonna want to kill me. They're not gonna want to take me out because then they don't get to pay low lives money. They don't get to pay informants money. They'd rather have me. They'd rather have me and have put um keep keep inducting more innocent people into this program. That's why this gang stalking phenomenon keeps growing because they want to put more people into it so they can steal more taxpayer money. That's called human trafficking. More people inducted into a watch list, more money coming into the government and to low life, right? It's like the welfare program. It's gonna keep growing. It's gonna keep growing, right? It's gonna keep growing. So, say for example, somebody says like, it's likelier, like somebody says like, oh, they're trying to kill me. I'm sure they can. They can kill you. Yes. Law enforcement or the government can kill you. Yes. Yes. And they can get away with it because it's some Patriot Act stuff or FISA 702. God knows what it is, but it allows the government to bypass the Constitution to do whatever they want to you. You know how in Guantanamo they can do whatever they want to the prisoner? Same thing with me. They can do whatever they want to me. And nobody's going to help you, right? So I never fear like, oh, they're going to kill me. I don't fear that because I'm worth money to these people. They make money off of harassing me. I'm their cash cow. You know, I call these people starving Marvin, you know? So if they get me off of this, then no more, they lose a guy that, brought money to the community, brought money to all these unemployed, low lives, neighborhood watch, informants, people with low morals, people who only love money, you know? That's why I'm not worried. Like I don't worry about like, oh, they're gonna take me out. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about it. They want you being outside. They want you going to places. They want you going out and about. They like you going out and living your life. They like you going to the park. They like you driving to the store. They like you going outside. Because if you go outside, more people can monitor you. More people get paid. See, like people driving like next to me, right? More people get paid and stuff. Like they like you being out and about so they can pimp you out. How are they going to pimp you out if you're just inside your shed? How are they going to pimp you out to Joe Blow working neighborhood watch 10 miles away from you? They're not. They like you going out and about in the U.S. because more people are brought into the harassment, more money being dispersed to the community, right? So I never fear like, oh, they're gonna kill me. I don't fear that, man. I never fear that. I never fear that because I like thanks to me they're getting money, they're getting free stuff, they're getting hours, community hours, volunteer hours, money, gift cards, whatever. They're getting incentives, right? So I never fear like, oh, they're gonna hurt me, they're gonna kill me. I don't fear that, man, because my existence gets them paid, you know? My existence gets them free stuff. That's why I don't go out much. You know, to deprive them of their money. You know, but that's what they do, man. That's what they do. That's the best way I can explain it, man. Like they want you to be on this watch list for a long time because it's human trafficking. They're pimping you out. You're like a prostitute. They want you to walk the corner. They want you to go to the store, go to the gas station, go get a haircut, go to the park. They want you to go out into the community. That's why they like you moving from state to state because say you live in a certain city. Well, that city already knows who you are. They're already like, he's not gonna do anything. He's not that big bad wolf that everybody says. And that's why the perps always want you to move from area to area, from city to city. Because now, say I live here in this place called Edinburgh, Texas. Well, everybody in Edinburgh now knows who I am and knows that I'm not a threat. So now they want me to move. I don't know, to Dallas, so they can lie to more people because the people where you're at already can see that you're not a threat. That it's just BS that they're watching you for what reason? You haven't done anything. It's been 4 years and he hasn't nut up. Like he's not that bad as you guys say. So the perps try to persuade you like, why don't you go to New Mexico? Why don't you go to Minnesota? Why don't you move? That's what they want, guys. They want you to move. They want you to move so they can start with a fresh set of new idiots who can't think for themselves, who will believe anything they're told. You know, so nobody starts questioning like, hey, he's not that bad. You know, they want you to keep moving to places that nobody knows you. That's just what this program is, man. That's what this program is. But nah, guys, they can hurt you and they will hurt you. You know, I'm living proof. They can. Now killing you, they likely won't do it. The reason for that, the reason for that, the reason they won't kill you guys is because, like I said, you're worth money to them. You're worth money to them. Not because you're special, not because you're important, nothing like that. Nothing like that, guys. It's not because you're special. It's not because you have some superpower. It's not because you're chosen. It's simply because they're making money out of a dummy. Yes, I'm calling myself a dummy. Yes, 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 because I'm average. I'm not special. So they're making money off of a regular average Joe for no reason except to make money. And idiots will always ask the same stupid question. But why you? What makes you so special? See, the answer itself assumes that you have to be special in order to be human trafficked. As far as I'm concerned, human trafficking, say when a pimp gets a prostitute, I don't think they have to be special. You know, I've seen prostitutes who don't have teeth. I've seen ugly prostitutes. I've seen fat prostitutes. I don't think they're special. I don't think they're special. So why them? Why them? Why are they being human trafficked by their abusive pimp? The pimp is gonna tell you money, money. I make money. Somebody's gonna pay for an ugly person. Somebody who's desperate or broken, right? Money. So it's human trafficking. It's simple as that. But there's always an idiot. There's always an idiot. There's always an idiot asking the same question. Why you? What makes you so special? Why you, bro? Why makes you so special? Oh, I didn't know you had to be special to be human trafficked. Well, I mean, human trafficking can be referred to pimping and prostitution. I mean, they only use pretty girls for prostitution, right? 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 I'm being extremely sarcastic, guys. Right? That's how these idiots who ask that question sound. Why you, bro? Why you? Do you know a government secret? Oh, I didn't know that. In order to be a prostitute, you have to know a government secret. That's what human trafficking is, guys. Human trafficking is prostitution against your will. That's what human trafficking is. Gang stalking, being watch listed is exactly that. It is prostitution. They're using you to provide a service against your will. What service do you have to provide, dude? I provide the service of existing. That's the service I provide. So as long as you're on their database, as long as law enforcement is deciding to do this to you, you'll continue to be prostituted. You'll continue to have to go to the superstore, go to a gas station, and I guess, for lack of a better word, walk the corner. You know, walk the corner. That's what human trafficking is, guys. That's what human trafficking is, right? That's what human trafficking is, right? That's what human trafficking is. They're making money. They're making money off of your unwilling participation. They're making money, and you don't want to participate in it, right? See, a white car right next to me to indicate vandalism. See, can't make this up, guys. Can't make this up, man. Can't make this up. Can't make this up. See, white car, boom, white car, and oh, where's the red car, dude? Oh, right there. Don't you see it? Boom. And they always have this little car click called On the Gas. They have a lot of community members who serve as informants for with law enforcement. So this little car click, well, it's not little, it's a big car click. This car click called On Letter D Gas, On D Gas. This car click, um, they do meetups like car meetups. Where people take their, these Hispanics that are like, what, qué onda, qué onda, órale, vale verga, la verga, those people. That culture of Hispanics that are called tacuaches. Those people of like people that look like that. See, people that look like that. See, they're that culture is known as being a tacuache, right? Those people that you know, take pictures of their truck and post it as a profile picture and say, "Oh, well, just washing my baby." People who humanize their truck. You know, people whose entire existence is their truck. It's good. I mean, I don't mind. It doesn't affect me. I mean, maybe their truck is really cool. Who knows? But people who their entire existence is their truck. That's their entire identity, right? Their vehicle. So those people on the gas has that sticker that says it's just paper. So whenever they use that sticker that says it's just paper, guys, and you can see it on several of my videos, they harass me with those people. So these kiddos, you saw that kiddo. They're part of a partnership with law enforcement. So they do little meetups at gas stations or like empty parking lots, and they meet up with other members with their trucks, right? They meet up with other car members, right? Car clicks. And law enforcement always oversees those groups. So basically, these kiddos work with law enforcement. You know, they're the eyes and ears of the community. They're informants, right? Snitches. So they think they're doing something good for the community. They're lied to by the cops. And maybe the cops are lied to by whoever is issuing out the harassment on me. Maybe somebody up there on my harassment, maybe somebody high up in law enforcement is lying and saying, oh, he's aggressive. Oh, he's a threat to society. I don't know. You will never know. You cannot face your accusers. So kids like that are being used by law enforcement, and maybe cops are being used by somebody higher up. See? Maybe somebody higher up is lying to them and telling them like, "Oh, he's a threat to the community. Oh, he's aggressive. Oh, he's this, he's that." Right? But whoever is higher up knows that that's a lie. But the cop that told that kid to monitor me, maybe he doesn't know. Maybe he actually believes his superiors. Right? Maybe they believe like, yeah, we're just messing with him for no reason except to make money, right? So they use that car click, guys, called on the gas, using those culture clicks, where I'm sure you all have seen them, like the on the cut, the dudes with the little mullet or the Edgar cut, those kiddos, Hispanic kids that like on the cut, ora la verga cut, people who are like that, right? Like Hispanics, who are part of that community, right? Of that little, culture. So they use those kiddos, to monitor me, keep an eye on me, stuff, harass me, whatever, right? They use them for certain things, right? So they lie to them, they tell them like lies, they tell them like this, they tell them that, you know. They'll tell them that it's for some specific reason. But those are the types of people that they use for my harassment, man. They like to use veterans, veteran families, you know, anybody who feels a strong sense of patriotism, right? Anybody who feels a strong sense of, hey, let's keep our community safe, right? The sentiment is not a bad thing. The sentiment is not a bad thing, right? But when you can't think for yourself and be like, hey, I understand that you want to keep the community safe, but like, how can you do this to a person and not allow them their constitutional rights? Even a terrorist should have constitutional rights. Everybody, everybody should have constitutional rights, not just, not just, not just certain people. Everybody, everybody in America. But guess what? I don't have them. I don't have them. So basically, there's no way I can defend myself. What am I supposed to do? Email my attorney general? You know, I could do that. Yeah, sure. But when do you think do you think the letter is gonna get to him? No. Do you think that once he looks into my file, he's aggressive, he's this, he's racist, he's he's abusive, he's this, he's that, insert any lie. Oh, my law enforcement agents say that he's a threat to the community. My law enforcement shows that he has been aggressive. My law enforcement report by other officials show. Who am I supposed to believe? Am I supposed to believe these law enforcement officials, or am I supposed to believe this kid? See? So yeah, you can email your attorney general. First of all, make sure it gets to his desk. It won't. You can write all the letters you want. That's the best way you're gonna get them to read them. If you start flooding their office with letters, yeah. But you alone, nah, your letter's not gonna get there. Maybe the secretary will read it and be like, whatever, not important. But and once let's say the miracle happened and the letter got through, do you think your attorney general is gonna be like, okay, so he's saying that this is happening to him? Well, no, this program is meant to protect the community. So no, that's not true. Besides, our law enforcement officials reported you as a terrorist. Our law enforcement officials say that you need to be that you're on a program to on a repeat offender program because you're a threat to yourself and a threat to others. So who am I to believe? Am I to believe a cop with a GED, or am I to believe a person whose two cops have inducted as aggressive, or am I supposed to believe a speech language pathologist with a master's degree from Texas Tech? Hmm, that's a tough question. That's tough. I think I'll listen to my cops with a GED. I think I'll listen to my municipal my my law enforcement officials with a GED. I think I'll listen to those and listen to their reports on you for being a terroristic threat. Why would they lie? I mean, there's no reason why they would lie, right? No reason. I mean, there's not videos on YouTube of law enforcement officials threatening others to put them on a list. you know, excuse my sarcasm, guys. It's just like, man. So that's what I have to deal with, man. See another white car, boom. They put a Kia Soul, just like the one I'm driving. I'm driving a Soul. They do it for symbolism, guys. They like to do little church spiritualism stuff. My harassment is based on a lot of spiritualism, a lot of Christianity, a lot of Job, a lot of chosen ones, a lot of a lot of soul, a lot of angels, a lot of faith. You know, a lot of you know nonsense that you can't prove. You know, Jesus Christ and God is not nonsense. No, I don't mean that it's nonsense. I'm meaning that life is about empirical evidence. Yes, you can have a faith. Yes, you can believe in whatever higher power you choose to believe in. Yes, that's the beauty about life. I myself am a subscriber to that. But what is crazy is that you know people who are Christian or who are some religion or whatever will try to make it seem like it's science. Like no, like it could be science. Maybe it's your job to prove it. But that's why they like to use these themes because they think it annoys me. They think that them pushing, Christianity and God and Job and chosen ones and stuff annoys me. They think that it's really like, that they probably think that I have a devil inside of me or something. I don't know, man. But what I want to see is evidence, man. I want to see what you can feel. I want to see what you can measure. I want to see what you can touch. You know, I want to see what you can test. I want to see meta analysis, randomized control trials. Not just anecdote. I want to see the highest levels of evidence. A meta analysis. You know, I don't just want to. I don't just want to like be told like, oh, this is spiritual warfare. Like interesting, interesting. Any randomized control trials? No, maybe no. Oh, okay. Oh, it's speculation. Yeah. Um. Speculation. That's good and all. It's nice and all. It's nice and all. It's like an opinion. But yeah, guys, they do this because they think it annoys me, right? They do this. So there you have it, a Kia Soul because I'm driving a Kia Soul. White because white represents vandalism. Vandalism, boom. Now I would want a simpleton to believe me, like, oh, he's definitely he's definitely telling the truth. Look, there's vandalism on his rental. No, you didn't see it. I don't have proof. I don't have video evidence. So why would you believe me? Why would you believe? I would take it more as entertainment. If you're going through this, you'll believe me because you're going through it. But anybody who's neutral and watching this and is not going through this, why would you believe somebody who shows you a scratch on their car? How do you really know it happened? Could have been me. How do you know it happened? Right? How? I'm trying to I'm trying to tell you guys that you need to think for yourselves, not just watch like, oh look, it's vandalized. Like I said, there's liars everywhere. That's why I never show you guys vandalism. Because why would you guys believe me, man? Why would you believe somebody who shows you a broken pot? See guys, see, it's these perps. They break into and mess with the gate again. Look what they did to the chicken coop. Look, look what they did. They broke my fence. Look, they messed with the gate. It's like, why would anybody believe you? You'll probably annoy people by doing this. It's like me telling you guys. It's like me telling you, like, I don't know, like something so stupid as like, look, guys, my steering wheel has some substances. Look, what's that? It's dirty. That's what the perps do. They break into my car and they do this. Look, they put that on my steering wheel. Look, guys, they broke in and put that dirt and that spoon in there. It was them again. Oh, these gang stalkers. I can't take it anymore. Like that makes you sound like you're a mentally ill person. Like it really does. That's why you don't see that on my videos. You don't see me like talking about the vandalism that they do. Like I told you guys at the beginning of the video, I told you like, hey, they vandalized my stuff today. White cars means vandalism. Look, white car, white car, white car, white cars. Boom. You can see it. You can see it with your own eyes. One, two, three, a row over there, four, five, six, seven. And remember, red cars are part of my harassment. Boom, 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 boom. You're seeing it, guys. You guys can see it. That I can prove. Now, why do they overtly show it to you, the viewer? Why are they willing to show it to you guys? They're willing to show it because they're not gonna cancel. A lot of people are depending on their gift card proof. They're not gonna cancel giving out free stuff to the community just because I'm exposing it. They're not gonna do it. Like I said, it's human trafficking. Just because I'm exposing it right now, they're not gonna like tell them like, oh, don't send out all these people. Don't send them out. No, because then they don't get to steal taxpayer money. They're like, oh well, nobody's gonna believe him. He doesn't really have followers. Even right now, he doesn't have any viewers on his live stream. Plus, anyways, we can hack his live stream. It's all good. I mean, he doesn't really have any subscribers. He has no reach. Nobody's gonna watch his stuff. Who cares? You know, he has a small channel. Who cares? He's shadow banned. Who cares? See? Who cares? He doesn't even have any viewers right now. Right now, his view count says 0. So who cares? Who cares if he's exposing us? Nobody's watching it anyway. See? Now the reason they don't stop it, the reason they don't stop being so obvious about it, the reason they don't stop the obvious stuff, the reason they don't stop being obvious about it is because they gotta pay these people. These people gotta make their money, man. These people gotta make their money, right? They gotta make their money. So they don't care. They gotta make their money, man. They gotta make their money. So a lot of you may ask, like, why are they being so obvious? Look, white car, white car, white car, white car, white car. Why are they being so obvious, dude? They know that you can prove it. Because my channel is shadow banned, because I don't have many subscribers, because I only have like literally one viewer right now. That's why. Like, I'm not gonna make a difference. It's not like this is their thinking. Their thinking is like, we're not gonna stop giving out free taxpayer money to the community and continue human trafficking. We're not gonna stop that just because he just for his one viewer. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna stop what we're doing, making money just for his 400 plus subscribers. We're not gonna do that. He's not. Nobody even watches his stuff. Like, why are we gonna stop making money off of him? He doesn't even have subscribers. Like, he's shadow banned. Nobody's gonna believe him. That one viewer that's on his live, what is he gonna make a difference? See, that's how the perps think. The perps think like, we're not gonna stop being obvious about the harassment. Who is he gonna report us to? His one viewer on the live stream? Yeah, that's probably one of our guys. Probably a perp. See, that's what I'm saying, guys. That's why they suppress my channel. They don't like giving me views. They don't like expose. They don't like me exposing. Because you know, because then if I actually got like equal opportunity on the live, I would at least have 40 to 50 viewers right now, at least. Maybe 20, maybe 20. At some point, right? At some point. At some point. Maybe not the entire live stream, but at some point you would have like double digits. You know? But no, guys, it's always like one or two. It's always one or two. So that means that they're suppressing your channel. They're messing with the algorithm. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna go inside, finish my workout, and I'm gonna do a short workout. I don't feel like working out today. So catch you when I get out, guys. Peace.